Hey everyone, Ash here. Just wanted to share with you guys a couple of thoughts today around the economy and how that's affecting businesses, but specifically as far as changing team sizes go. There's a high likelihood that many companies will be struggling right now because inflation's crazy and the world is just going a bit mental. I know that there are a bunch of companies in the community that are looking at their cash flow and trying to protect that and considering downsizing their team as a result. Sad, but required activity for many companies to stay alive. And some of the most famous companies we know have done that in massive ways before. Very recently, companies like Hopin, and I believe Shopify and a bunch of other, household name or office hold name brands, letting go hundreds of people at once. And there's a lesson in there that I just wanted to share with people. It's a thought, really, not a suggestion, not a directive, not an objective for you to go and do, but just something to consider if this is on your radar at all, which is if you are having to downsize team, the natural inclination, if you're a nice person, is to do that as little as possible so that you can ensure that you are maintaining relationships with the people on your team and supporting the lifestyles of as many people as you possibly can. But that can create a challenge, because if this is a problem that doesn't necessarily go away for a few months more, then what might happen is you might need to let one person go this month. And then if things don't improve 30 days later, you might need to let another person go next month. And let's say that continues again for 1 month more. But even just once after the first time starts to create a pattern, and it creates unease in the rest of the workforce. People look at the first person that was gone 30 days ago, and they look at the next person that was gone just yesterday, and they start to draw a line and go, who's going again in 30 days time? You don't want that to happen. It creates unease and it creates unrest, and it can mean that everybody remaining in the workforce starts looking for a new job. And who knows, in 2 months' time, you might not have anybody left to do the work that you've got remaining. So what I've been hearing in all sorts of topical news, content, and podcasts, etc., around businesses at the moment, is that some of the advice that's being given and the general consensus is to figure out what your maximum possible, I guess, downsizing could be, and make that cut in one swift move. What you're doing there is mitigating the risk of unease in continued parts of the workforce. You would logically, I presume, take as many people away as possible without damaging the quality of the work, but enough people that stop you from having to let more people go in the near future. Let's say, for example, you've got 10 people and you want to let one person go this month, hopefully not having to let somebody go next month. It might be easier to let 2 people go this month, take the hit from the extra workload required, but not have to let anybody else go for another 4 months afterwards, because you've not eaten into your cash flow with that person's salary. Again, the disclaimer here is this isn't active advice. It isn't for you guys to go and fire people tomorrow. I hope everybody is sustaining their businesses profitably and growing through this quite difficult time for a lot of people. But just a little thought that you might want to consider if this is something that you're thinking about right now. It's a hot topic because it's a conversation I just had with one of our members that is considering doing that. And so I thought I would share that with you guys. But what else can you do to ensure that those relationships end well? Well, first and foremost, distance yourself from the emotion of it. It's your job to build a great business. It's also something, it's also worth considering that you just don't know people's personal circumstances. They might have been considering leaving next month. They might have huge amounts of savings. They might actually be looking for an excuse to go traveling. They might be looking for an excuse to retire. I'm not saying that you need to reconcile your emotions against those things, because those things might not exist, but you just don't know what's going on in people's lives. But you do know what's going on in your business, and your job is to build a successful business that sustains and survives. And so objectively, this is something you have to do for the good of your business. It's your baby. You need to look after it first and foremost. But what can you do to be nicer about the situation? We'll try and find a soft landing. you will be giving a referral, a reference for that person who will be finding a new job probably. So maybe be proactive about it and open about it, and find a company where you think they would fit in brilliantly well. Maybe you've got them in your network, maybe they're in a different community, and say, hey, look, I'm thinking of letting 2 people go. We have to at the moment, times are tight. Some clients have cancelled, whatever that might be. They're incredibly talented, and I think it would be amazing for you. I've seen some roles that you've been advertising for. I think they would fit in. And those people might not take that job, but the opportunity that you provided them might create a soft landing for letting them go in the first place, and hopefully protect that relationship. It might not mean anything financially for the company, for you, but it might help you sleep a little bit better at night if you are indeed a moral person, which I'm sure everybody in a different community is, because you're all lovely. So yeah, just a little bit of thinking there really around what to do if you are considering or having to downsize your teams in the near future, due to the economy and circumstances right now. Would love to know if anybody's got any more thoughts, any tactics you take, any strategies that you employ when you are downsizing your team, making changes to the team. Feel free to comment below, share them with the rest of the community. And as always, Different is here to help. So if you ever have any challenges, it just takes a message, and we'll talk it out with you. But yeah, hope you have a great rest of the week, guys. And I will see you in the next video.